Today we're talking about how dealers are ripping off their customers.
Raptor R here local to me. Any guesses on the price here in Southern California? Any guesses? It's being sold as used. Oh, this would be so perfect for me. It's avalanche gray too. This is my favorite color. God damn it. Let's see, how much is this stupid thing? Yep, same as the other one.
California dealers are nuts. Hey guys, how do we keep it dirty off-road? And today we're talking about more markups, specifically when it comes to a lot of the recent Ford products. And since this is an off-road channel, we're going to talk a lot about the Ford Raptor and the Bronco Raptor, the Raptor. This all stems from a post I did last week where, I got the itch to go take a look at what new vehicle prices are. And I went to my local Ford dealer, which in this case was Lake Elsinore Ford, to see how much they're charging for a Bronco Raptor. They had a Bronco Raptor. I think the sticker price was $81,000 on it. It was plastered all over their website that they sell everything at MSRP. And obviously they had the little disclaimer at the bottom too. So I knew what I was getting into. But I wanted to go check it out. I got the itch. Decided to go check it out and take a look at what the price would be of a Bronco. Now, unfortunately, that Bronco wasn't there, but they did have two Raptors on the lot, Raptor Rs. Both of these Raptors were selling it used. One was a black Raptor R, and the other one was an Avalanche Raptor R, which that would have been perfect for me. Avalanche gray is my favorite color. I love that color. But they both had a selling price of $187,999,000. That's a pretty steep markup. And what made it worse is they were both selling used. Now, this created a whole uproar of comments. I think as of making this video, that little video on Instagram has seen over 600,000 views. I can't even keep up with the comments because there's so many from, tons of people agreeing that the prices are ridiculous. California dealers are nuts. But what surprised me is two things. One, people think this is isolated to California, and it's not. The highest Raptor price is in Arkansas.
This dealer in Arkansas is selling a Bronco Raptor for $249,499. And this dealer in California is selling a custom Raptor R for $233,050.
But second, I was also surprised by how many people supported the dealers. They're like, oh, this is free market and all this other crap, including one guy that I got a conversation with that was getting scammed by a dealer, and he was thanking them for it. He's talking about building relationships with him. It was crazy. So in this video, we're going to talk about the markups, how crazy they are, and what you can do. Which, unfortunately, there's not much you can do about it. The example we're going to use here the most is the Raptor R. Before I get into comparison on the markups and all that stuff, it's not a bad idea to build one and see how much the base sticker is on a Raptor R. Now, I'm going to do this with my laptop here, so you guys can see this live. I didn't pre-plan any of this. I did look at some articles and stuff like that, but I didn't pre-plan any of this stuff. I wanted to do it fresh with you guys so that you guys can see what I am talking about when it comes to these crazy, crazy markups. Go to Ford.com, go to vehicles, trucks, go to F-150, and we're going to build our own. My zip, build your own. No, I don't want you to find me. Yes, I get it. We're going to go all the way down to the Raptor. Now, Raptor's starting price, base price of a Raptor, unfortunately they don't show it to you at the top, is $79,413. That doesn't include, that does include destination charges. So yeah, it's about $79,000, $80,000 for a regular Raptor, EcoBoost Raptor on 35s. All I want to do is see how much the R is. And if you click here, the way you select the R is you pick the 5.2 Supercharged V8. We go ahead and select that. And it adds a $30,000 upcharge, I should say, in order to make it a Raptor R. Now, just switching to a Raptor R, it's taking our price all the way up to $109,990. So about $110,000 is the base price for a Raptor R. Now, as far as options go, the Raptor R comes fully loaded. You get like the standard seats, you already get 37s, you get bead locks, you get a lot of stuff for it. You get an appearance package, but let's kind of go through it to see what you can really do. What are the real options for the Raptor? 10-speed, you get the 410s, you already get the equipment group for the R, You already have graphics, so there's no reason to add graphics, right? You have the Raptor R carbon fiber graphics. You can pick a blue interior package. What is the blue interior package? Yeah, see, blue interior package is only available on the EcoBoost. So yeah, so you're stuck with the Raptor R carbon fiber package. Can you add carbon fiber? Let's see. Nope. It already has the carbon fiber package. It already has 37-inch tires, so you don't need to add that. You already have the graphics. So what can you add? Oh, here we go. We can get the moonroof and the tailgate package. Basically, it adds a sunroof and it gives you the power tailgate. Now, it's a $2,200 option. If you're buying this to off-road, you want the metal roof. You don't want the glass roof. The glass roof is going to have issues, but just so we can see how much it would cost, we add the moonroof and the tailgate package. That takes our price up to $112,185. So about $112,000. Let's see, is there anything else that we can add? So looking through here, a lot of this extra stuff is just accessories, right? Wheels, you already got the bead locks. Tires, we already have 37s. Yeah, a lot of this stuff is extra, like accessories, right? Bed divider, tonneau covers. I would like the spray-in bed liner though, so I'm gonna add that. Bed mats removable. You can do the graphics delete. It's not a bad idea. I'm not a big fan of the graphics package, if I'm honest. Let's see what it does. It removes the Raptor graphics apparently, which is kind of cool. I don't like graphics on the trucks anyways, so that's kind of cool. You can add an engine block heater. But yeah, I mean, if we go through most of the stuff, this is all accessories that you can add. So fully optioned out, the most that a Raptor R should be costing is about $112,000, and that's with the moonroof and the spray-in liner. That's the max it should cost with destination charges to Southern California. So it's already a pretty expensive truck, right? In my opinion, going from the EcoBoost to the V8 being a $30,000 premium, yes, I know there's a 37s and a bunch of other stuff included, but that premium is pretty steep, especially considering the only thing you get in is the big V8. I mean, we talked about this, right? A lighter truck, more balanced truck is the better way to go. So the EcoBoost can be a better performer off-road because of the extra 200 pounds up front that comes with that supercharged V8. So, but you know, some of us gotta have the supercharged. I mean, I got my Gen 1. It was a different experience switching over to my Gen 1 and driving that. That front end bias being extra heavy does change the driving dynamics of that truck. So it did require a little bit of adjustment when I went from the Gen 2 to that. Because it is a heavier truck. It's almost 1,500 pounds heavier to drive a Gen 1. And the way mine is set up, it's over 7,000 pounds. I know this because I had to weigh it just to register it in California. The way I would option out the truck, it would be about $110,000. The most you can max it out is about $112,000, almost $113,000. So that's our base, right? Trucks are about $110,000, $113,000. Now let's see how much Lake Elsinore was charging for their trucks. So this is Lake Elsinore Ford. And yes, you guys are going to be surprised. This is a used truck. Makes no sense, but I guess the market is there. At least that's what some guys are saying. So they have 3 Raptors, by 2 filters. Let's take a look at what they got. Okay, but here it is. Oh, look at that. They've lowered the price. So it was $187,999. And from what I know, that sticker is still on the windshield of both trucks. They've lowered the price a little bit. The one we looked at is $171, and the other one is sitting at $172. This is the Avalanche Gray. Even though it looks white, it's Avalanche Gray. Which one would you buy? A 2023 Raptor R with a sticker price of almost $188,000, or a luxury pre-runner built by HM Suspension and Morgan Clark, selling for $180,000. At first, when I saw both of these and I saw them both being as used, I thought, okay, maybe these guys are doing a typical dealer scam. So one of the dealer scams that's been going around quite a bit is they will take a brand new truck, have a manager drive it around, put about 100, 200 miles on it, and then sell it as used. And they do this to get away from any penalties that Ford may be putting on a dealer doing exaggerated markups. It's a free market, and if they're selling it as used, they can price it as whatever they want. Let's take a look at that black one first. Well, that dark one, dark gray. Don't know what the sticker price is because the sticker is not posted anywhere. Let's see. Well, wait a minute. It is posted here. So the sticker on that truck is $111,650, and it looks like it has advanced security package. Oh, they added the moonroof and tailgate. So that's why it's on 111,650. They're selling it for 170. Now, it has a few miles on it, but is this indeed a used truck? So let's take a look at the Carfax. Luckily, this is one of the dealers that does have the Carfax on file. And if you look, surprise, surprise, this is actually a multi-vehicle owner truck. This is kind of surprising. Looks like whoever bought it initially in South Carolina, immediately put it for sale less than a month later. I think he only had it for about 15, 20 days. It went up to auction, I guess, and Lake Elsinore got it and brought it back. Not sure what they did. They also serviced it, so I'm sure they had to do something to it. But yeah, they brought it back, and now they're selling it for 187, which right now it's been sitting on the lot for a while. They're selling it for 171. That's still too high, guys. I mean, MSRP is already high. This is still too high. Let's take a look at the other one. So this is the Avalanche Gray. Like if I were to get a truck, this is the one that I would get. This is 2023. Mileage shows is 111. Okay, let's take a look at the window sticker. Window sticker's not coming up. Kind of odd. Not sure why the window sticker wouldn't come up, but let's see if this is actually a used truck. So instead of taking us to the Carfax report, it takes us kind of to a generic page for us to pay for the Carfax. So this is kind of weird. To me, this tells me that they're most likely pulling that scam with this truck. 111 miles on it. Not sure if that's accurate. I'm guessing this is one of those. Manager drove it around. They're doing the scam of selling it used to get the maximum price for it, 172. The other thing too, you guys got to realize, I don't think this dealer expects to get 70 some odd markup out of it. I think what they do is they set the price super high so that they can get closer to $50,000 markup. And I think that's what's going on here, right? 172. I think they're going for a $50,000 markup. So, they want to sell this for 160s. Is my guess. This is Southern California, and one of the most common comments we got is like, "Oh, California and the ridiculous is whatever." This isn't even the most expensive truck. The most expensive truck we've seen so far was posted on Raptor Connection. A Raptor R selling for over $200,000, more than $100,000 markup. It's crazy. I don't know why it was selling for so much. I mean, so then it made me think, okay, why don't we do a search to see how much vehicles are selling for? Now, I'm going to do this search live so that you guys know I'm not doing anything crazy. So I first went to Auto Trader. Auto Trader is kind of like my go-to. Most of the dealers here in Southern California use Auto Trader, so it gives you a pretty good idea of inventories. One thing to keep in mind too when you're doing searches, make sure the tool can search with a specific model you want. Sometimes they don't, right? Like I know Car Gurus doesn't, but I'm gonna do a search for Raptor R's. We did any, right, meaning anywhere in the U.S., and it comes back with 7 results, which is kind of odd. That sounds a little low, right? I mean, that kind of backs up what dealers are saying. But if you look, average price is anywhere between 155 to as high as 170 is what we're seeing, right? And 170, where is this at? This is 1,300 miles away. Where is this dealer at that's selling it for 170? Missouri. That's a lot. So it's not just California, guys. It's all over. Now, this kind of had me thinking, though, then why is this only showing 7? So what I decided to do, let's do Raptor this time. Okay, and then let's sort by the engine. And if we sort by the engine, you get some errant Gen 2s here, but you can start seeing where the rest of them are. And the majority are selling as used, right? You have some here, 170. That's a Gen 1, a Gen 2. So let's sort by the years so we can get rid of those too. We'll do minimum years 2023. So 310 Raptor R's on Auto Trader nationwide. And let's see. Highest priced, 200,000. Oh my God, and look at that thing. Oh, let's look at this thing. Motor Cars of Jackson, Mississippi, selling one with the ugliest rims, the heaviest bull bar you can think of, calling it it's the Velociraptor. Like, that's why it's a Hennessy truck. That's why it's so expensive. That's ugly. I'm not a fan of these. I'm not a fan of those. Like, yeah, the engine mods are great, but I'm not a fan. Average. About what our dealer was doing. Yeah, 170s, 180s. Let's see what the cheapest are. Let's see if it'll show us. Cheapest. That doesn't look like an R. That's not an R. That also doesn't look like an R. Here we go. There are some dealers advertising it at MSRP. Let's see. What is this? This is Tennessee. Huh. I wonder if they're actually selling it at that. Because another thing that I found is a lot of these dealers were advertised it at a lower price. But when you actually go there and call them, you find out that it's much more than that. It's Eugene, 111. So there are some showing at the lower price. Whether that's a real lower price, I don't know. Because you don't know if these are real or not, right? From what I've heard, a lot of these are not. So let's see. If this is selling its sticker, it should be on their website. Now, this is an actual color that I would pick, right? This looks like Avalanche Gray. So why don't we look at their website and see if we could find it and see if it actually shows a sticker. So it says MSRP 111 350. Let's see this window sticker just to make sure. 111 350. That's good. But notice how it has a get price today. Okay, all still reasonable options made for accurate information contained in the site. Absolute accuracy cannot be guaranteed. The site and all its information used as is without warranty. All vehicles subject to prior sales. Please do not include applicable taxes, title, license charge. Vehicle shows a difference. Who knows? Maybe these guys are legit. Let's see what their price is today. I'm gonna put some info on here. I'm gonna put like stuff that, you know, my typical blast email account. Let's see what they say. So if they send us an email and tell us what the actual price is, we'll see. The point here, guys, is that the problem is happening throughout the whole U.S. And another thing that bothered me about this dealer, the original vehicle we went to go check out, actually wanted to take a look at the Raptor Bronco. Oh, they got two now. Interesting. Okay, so they got two. This is the one that I wanted to take a look at. It's a Raptor Bronco 2023. It's the blue color. Azure blue, I think it's what it's called. $81,000. Very, very expensive for a lot of plastic. So let's see what the window sticker says. Window sticker says it's $81,245. Now, I initially thought, okay, maybe this is real because look at this. It says no markups. No markups, retail order, which is kind of cool. But when I went to go look at this, this was not available. And what they told us is that it's being dealer prepped. Now, this truck has been on their website for at least 2 to 3 weeks by the time we went out to check it out because I've been eyeing it for a while. And it's still not ready after 2 to 3 weeks. So my impression is that this dealer's doing the same scam again with this one. The sales manager's driving it around, and he's putting miles on it just so that they can sell it as used. There's no way that this thing's going to go for $81,000. I didn't even bother asking him how much this was going to be for, but I may go back and ask him just to see how much it is, right? Because, oh, and one thing I do want to show you guys. So these guys say that they're retail orders, right? But there's a disclaimer. No dealer markups on in-stock inventory, but excludes 2022 and 2023 Ford Mavericks, F-150 Raptors, Ford Broncos, and Ford Bronco Raptors. So this is guaranteed to have a markup on it. As far as how much, I'm guessing they're probably at least 30 grand. So 110,000, maybe more, 130,000 if they want to get 50. That's it as far as like the markups. They're extremely frustrating. One thing to keep in mind, guys, is don't pay for markups. The reason why we have an issue is because people are paying these crazy markups and they're driving up the prices. I remember looking at trucks back in the 90s, early 2010s, and the typical markup was 5 to 10,000, right? Maybe 15,000 if you saw a dealer get pretty brazen. And then over years, they've gone up, right? We saw markups as high as 30,000. I know when I first bought my Raptor in 2017, that first one, some dealers were asking as high as $50,000 markups. And when COVID hit, dealers got more greedy and the markups went sky high from there, where you start seeing these $70,000, $100,000 markups for very unique models under the guise of these are limited production. Now, don't ever pay markups. When I bought my 2020 Raptor, a dealer tried to tell me that they were limited and he wanted to get at least $5,000 markup on it, but yet he had 30 on the lot. So it was total BS. There are deals to be had out there. Probably not in Southern California, but there are deals to be had, and you can find dealers that will do it without a markup. The R is a little unique though. They are calling it a very limited production. We don't know how many are actually going to be produced, but we know it's going to be very limited. So dealers are taking advantage of that, and the average selling price for them is in the 150s. Minimum $30K, $30,000 markup. Now, there are people getting them at sticker. I know at least a few folks that have gotten them sticker, and that's because they have relationships with dealers, or they've had relationships with Ford, and they were able to do it. I think most famously is the TFL guys. They got theirs at MSRP. I think The Rock got his at MSRP. Those are perfect examples of you have direct contacts with the company, you can get them at MSRP. And there are dealers doing them at MSRP, guys, but they have a ridiculous waiting list, so I doubt you guys will be able to get into it. So we put this discussion on Instagram, and everybody went nuts. The comments were hilarious. Most people were like, report the dealer. And I looked into, how can I report this dealer? And unfortunately, the only way to report them is through Twitter. I looked at a couple different spots. I even looked at the Ford website. You either call them up on the 800 number, which if you've ever done it before, I have. That kind of just goes into a black hole. Nobody actually does anything with it. Or the other option is to tag at Ford on Twitter, name the dealer, show the examples of their crazy prices, and Ford is supposed to go after these dealers and have a talk with them. And if they find that it's valid, they will actually pull some of their allocation, not just Raptors, but they will pull some of their vehicle allocation so that they don't do this again. I think this dealer's gone through that before because of the fact that they're showing them as used. But I also think it's fairly disingenuous that they're advertising themselves at this no markup dealer when they're not actually that. That all being said, Ford CEO said he is trying to crack down on this. So the reporting process is one way that they're doing it. But honestly, since he announced this back in 2022, there hasn't really been a change yet. Mavericks are still seeing markups. Raptors are still seeing markups. I've heard of some dealers still seeing markups on regular cars. I mean, it makes no sense. The markups haven't come down. And that's because if you know a little bit about franchise laws and all that stuff, the manufacturer can't really do much. They can when it comes to EVs. That's a lot of the laws that Tesla has exploited in the majority of states, but they can't do much with regular cars. So they are trying to implement it on the EV side, and hopefully we'll see better control pricing on the Lightnings and the Mach-E's because of that, and any future EV models that they come out. But the dealers are fighting back hard when it comes to that, and they're definitely fighting back hard on gas models because Ford can't really do anything about it. The Ford CEO, we've seen him talk about this multiple times. It's hurting their brand image, and it is, right? A sales department can destroy the whole brand image of a dealer. I know it has for me. I'm in Southern California, guys. There's about 20 dealers in the area in all of Southern California. There's a lot. I have 3 within 20 minutes of me. I don't look at a single one of them when I want to get something, right? When I'm looking for a car for my wife, or when I'm looking to replace a Raptor, because I've got 3, I don't look at my local dealers because their markups are ridiculous. I always look out of state because there's no deals to be had out here. Most of the deals around me are crooks. We also did try to tag Jim Farley in that post. I made it the top comment, and I think at the making of this video, there was well over 400 people liking that comment to try to get his attention, because I think ideal scenario would be to cut out the dealers similarly to how Tesla does it, right? Where we can just go to the Ford website, order the vehicle, figure everything out online. It might be more of a hassle to finance it, probably more of a hassle to pick it up, especially if you can't pick it up at a dealer and you have to pick it up at the factory. But it would be worth it to be able to cut out these scummy dealers and buy direct. I doubt that'll happen. There's quite a bit of franchise laws on there. Dealers have a pretty massive lobby, so I don't know if that'll happen. But it does piss me off pretty bad at how crazy these markups are getting, and it makes it that much more frustrating. I'm not buying new vehicles anymore because of how greedy the dealer's gotten. I've purchased 43 cars in my lifetime. I currently have 5 in the stable. I think the majority of them have been from dealers, and I know all the tricks they play, and they got so brazen. When I bought my Gen 1, the finance manager was so rude, and I can't tell you how rude they were about all the extra stuff, because I told them I didn't want extended warranty. I didn't want any of the extra crap. And because I said no to all that stuff, back when interest rates were at 1.99, 2.99 for loans, she forced me into a 7% interest rate just so that they could get some extra profit on me. And they were completely brazen about it. They weren't gonna, they were willing to let the deal die right then and there for that. Luckily, you know, I can just get the truck home and refinance it and I'll be fine. But that's another thing, guys. Don't get scammed by these dealers to get you to buy other stuff. One of the guys we talked to in the message was talking about how he bought a brand new Raptor, and I think out the door, I'm not sure. He started off saying that out the door he was 155, then it came down to 132, but the deal didn't make sense, right? Because if you're talking about a $110,000 truck, right, maybe 112,000, or whatever, 110,000, average tax title licensing is 10%, right? California, we're at well, at least where I'm at, we're at about 8% tax. Once you add it all up, that's about $11,000 worth of taxes, $12,000 worth of taxes. So that takes that $111,000 truck to about $120,000, 122, 123. And then from what he told me, he got bumper to bumper warranty for 100,000 miles. That's, guys, there's no such thing. There's no such thing as bumper to bumper warranty 100,000 miles. He got scammed. They added another $10,000 for an extended warranty. Extended warranties don't cost that much. On the high side, an extended warranty will cost you $4,000. On the low side, it's going to be about $1,500 for that amount of coverage. The price of the vehicle doesn't matter. It's the service cost of the vehicle is what matters. So the max this guy should have paid for that truck should have been 127, maybe max 125. And he ended up paying 132 or 155. I don't know. I don't know what he actually paid, but the dealer made a couple grand extra of him. And he's talking about how he's thanking the dealer and he's building a relationship. Dealer made money on you on the points of the loan. They made money on the contracts. They overcharge you for the contracts more than double. They're making money on the truck. That's not building a relationship. That's finding a mark that they know they're going to be able to exploit every couple of years. As far as what you guys can do, guys, the only thing we can do to stop this is to not buy. That's it. That's all you can do to stop this is don't buy at these markups. I know some of you guys got to have the new. You got to have it first. But if you paid a markup on it at the new price, we don't see it as cool. We see you as being dumb. You wasted your money. This truck will never be worth 50 grand over a sticker. It just won't. We saw that with the TRX. We've seen it with the Raptor countless times. The most these trucks are worth is maybe 20% over sticker. Maybe. And why is that? Because that's all the banks are willing to loan on it. The most banks are willing to loan on a car is anywhere between 100 to 125% of the value. That is the max value a stock brand new vehicle will have. There are exceptions like the GT and stuff like that, but Raptor R is not an exception. Raptor R is nice. It's unique, but it's not, extremely limited production like the GT was. It's not that. And the most that they will ever be worth is 125% of the MSRP. That is the most. They will never appreciate. I mean, it would have to be a single year production for that to happen, and I doubt Ford's going to do that because the R is a hit. Unfortunately, these trucks will sit on the lot. They'll sit on the lot for months, and some fool will come in and pay 30, 50, some might even pay more to get these trucks, and they'll continue to embolden these dealers. So my advice to you guys is don't pay it. Don't pay it. If a dealer promises MSRP but forces into other stuff, walk out. And if you can't walk out and you got to have it, all right, get it. But anything they force you to buy extra, like an extended warranty, make sure it's something you can cancel. And once you have your deal, once you do your first payment and your financing is set up, cancel that. Cancel that right away. Get your money back. Dealer cannot force you to keep that. It says so in the paperwork. You can cancel it any time. And it is prorated based on the miles you've driven and the age of the vehicle. So yeah, that's it, guys. Mine's over. I know this was long. Thanks a lot for watching. Questions, comments below. See you guys on the next one.